All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, big round of applause for the previous panelists.
Woohoo!
And now is the moment you've all been waiting for. These are the pitching finals. You'll be seeing 6 teams today fighting for the grand awards, which we will present in a short while. But before, as you may have seen, I have now Trine joined me on the stage.
Hi.
Unfortunately, Kari didn't have a chance to say goodbye, so one more big round of applause for Kari, my previous co-host.
Woohoo!
Right. To be honest, this is something that I've at least been waiting for the whole year, because I think this is one of the coolest things that is happening during the Latitude.
Not only the coolest thing, but it's also one of the record-breaking years for the thing that, you know, the startups come here for, the pitching competition. We have had over 400 teams applying to this. We selected not 40, but 42 teams to the pre-finals. And now in here, we don't have 5, but 6 finalists pitching today on screen. Oh, it's been a whirlwind, to be honest.
In addition to this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in the region when the prize pool of the pitching competition is over 1 million euros. Round of applause for this. In addition, prepare one more round of applause because this is the first time when there's been such a great collaboration between the VC fund and business angel organizations who have been working tirelessly to put this amount together. So a round of applause for these as well. Tera.vc and EstBAN.
EstBAN and Tera.vc. Woo! But Tim, we need to do one more thing.
Tell me.
Tell me. I will tell you. You know the moment when you come to Latitude for the first time? Maybe you're an attendee, maybe you're a startup, maybe you're a guest, but maybe you're the person who actually makes it happen. In this room and in Kultuurikatel and around it, we have so many of them. And these are the volunteers who deserve a very strong and probably the biggest applause that we can generate in this room. So all the volunteers, where are you in the room? Please wave at us, and all the audience members, let's give them the biggest applause that we can have. Woo! Thank you. Thank you for making Latitude 59 happen together with us.
Right. Should we move on and let people know who are the judges of tonight's final?
Yes, because without them, we cannot really make it happen either.
No, definitely not. The amounts are big, the decisions need to be made. Anyway, since there was no ChatGPT involved in writing any of the scripts for this conference until now, we decided to give it a go. What we did, we took LinkedIn of the jury members, put it in the ChatGPT using the prompt roast a bit, and LinkedIn URL of the jury members. Let's see how did it go. We didn't write any of this, ChatGPT did.
Full disclaimer.
Let's start with the first jury member, who is Martin Goroshko. First of all, Martin, where are you at? Wave. Yes.
Here he
Round of
comes.
applause, exactly.
Woo!
Let's see what ChatGPT thought of you. Martin, the LinkedIn legend Goroshko. With a profile picture that screams, "I'm too cool for school," and headline that could rival Shakespeare wit, Martin is living proof that you don't need to be a stand-up comedian to make people laugh or cringe. He has mastered the art of networking by connecting with everyone from CEOs to his mom's cat. Jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen, lead investor of EstBAN Syndicate, Martin Goroshko.
Welcome. The next honorary jury member, Mr. Andrus Oks. Please welcome Andrus, or the connection collector, with a profile that screams professional perfection and connections that multiply faster than rabbits. Andrus has turned LinkedIn into his personal own networking playground. Get ready to witness the magic of quantity over quality, as Andrus proves that it's not just who you know, but how many connections you can collect along the way. Andrus, I hope that you have generated a lot of new leads and connections in this Latitude 59. But actually, he is a founding partner of Tera Ventures and the lead investor of Given Pitching Competition alongside Martin Goroshko and the next jury members. But give it up for Andrus Oks.
All right, moving on. The next person we will introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, is Maitso Aru. Might the endorsement maestro so aro with a headline that could compete? Yeah, let's give one round of applause. Here he is. With a headline that could compete for the Guinness World Records for most buzzwords squeezed into one line, Might knows how to make his LinkedIn profile shine brighter like disco ball. Keep dazzling with your profile, Might, and remember, it's not about the actual skills, it's about the endorsements. On a more serious note, he's also the lead investor for this syndicate and board member of EstBAN. Thanks for being with us. Give it up one more time for Mike.
Woo! And these are all the three lead investors that we have together joining us and making the decision of today's winners. But as they say in the stories, that's not all. Welcoming on the jury, we have Mr. Thomas Seppel, Thomas or the resume magician, with a LinkedIn profile that reads like an epic fantasy novel. Thomas has mastered the art of transforming ordinary experiences into extraordinary feats. From his seemingly endless list of skills, and seriously, is there anything that he cannot do? To his ability to make even most boring tasks sound like a grand adventures, Thomas has truly unlocked the secret to LinkedIn wizardry. And his unique ability is to make, I really have to say this, but this was generated by ChatGPT. His unique ability is to make law even more boring.
Give it up for Thomas Seppel. And the final jury member is Eva Pettersson. Here she is, please. Round of applause, of course.
Woo!
Eva, the networking ninja Pettersson. From her endless list of endorsements that would make even the most popular celebrity jealous, to her impressive collection of connections that span the entire globe. So, if you're looking for someone who knows everyone, everything, and everything, at least she claims so, look no further than herself. One more round of applause for Eva!
Woo! We could also call her the mother of Startup Estonia, or the mother of startups in Estonia.
I did not, but there is a serious title, sorry. There is a serious title as well. She is the head of Startup Estonia and managing director in Orange Time Events. So one more time, round of applause. Applauding is good. Please prepare even more energy for the teams, because that's important. That's what makes it festive, and that's what makes it easier to perform on the stage for the teams. To the teams?
To the teams.
So, the first one who will be coming to this stage and delivering a 3-minute pitch, followed by 2-minute question round from the jury members, is no one else than Iotech and Nemalia.
Woo!
Here she is.
Nemalia.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Woo! Hello, Latitude. My name is Nemaila, and I'm going to talk about IO. We're shaping the futures of fats and oils. And why this is important? It's because the way we produce food currently is broken. It's unsustainable, unhealthy, and wasteful. And although people are embracing alternatives and also the market, there's too much focus on protein production. But we all know that the flavor and the mouthfeel comes from fats and oils. And the current ones use such palm oil and animal fats. They are unsustainable and unhealthy. Therefore, our great solution is that we produce fats and oils with a low footprint using circular economy, and our oils are healthy and economically viable. We do this by brewing fats and oils from residues. In Estonia, we are turning sawdust into ingredients that can be used in food, feed, cosmetics, and household chemicals. This is a look of our products. They are non-GMO, they are rich in antioxidants, omega-3, and they don't have trans fats. They're healthy. So, if we use our technology and we just transform 7% of agricultural waste produced in Brazil, we can mitigate 100 million tons of CO2. So low footprint, huge impact. And IO is just a bit more than 1 year old, but we managed to get our IP agreements. We got our first 1 million euro. Today we have our technology at cubic meters and TRL7. We are doing pilots with the clients. Currently, we have 10, but this number will go over 35. For next year, we want to close our Series A round so we can have our demo facility. And 2026, we're going to have our first revenues in the order of 4.5 million euros. By 2028, our revenues will be over 100 million euros. and our price will be cheaper than coconut oil. But we are aiming to be cheaper than palm oil, so we can actually cause impact in the world. So this is the IO team. We are 7 people, scientists, specialists in marketing, IP, sales, and today our ask is €500,000 in a convertible loan or €5 million for an equity round, which we already have soft commitments. So don't miss this opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes! Now that's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Well done and well done on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they loved it. And if at least one of the startups will get a bit weaker ovation, you guys are doing something wrong. So let's keep up the energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, taking you to the jury now for some questions. Dear jury members, who would like to start?
Thank you so much. How many other companies are thinking about the exact same thing, and why are you thinking of it better?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. So currently, we know there are about 20 competitors with similar projects, and they are in Europe, US, and Australia. They are also trying to substitute palm oil and coconut fats, but the big difference is that our price is a premium price, and we are offering an alternative that's going to beat possibly even palm oil price. So that's our advantage.
And we'll take one more question, please.
Hello, Nemaila. Question. You're making from sawdust, you're making oils and fats. But sawdust is also being used as a pellets for our heating. If you will be using all the sawdust for making the oil, what do we use for as a pellet heating in the future?
Well, I think Estonia can invest in cleaner energies for heating, and we can give the sawdust to us so we can have a whole sustainable Estonia.
That was super quick. Do we have one more question or?
Thank you. How you make money? What is business model?
Sorry, can you?
How you make money?
Ooh.
What is the revenue model?
Yeah, so our revenues will come from our production, but also from licensing of the technology.
All right, thank you. But before I will let you go, this year we decided to do it a bit differently again. So we thought and decided that actually you need to know the teams who you are competing with. So could you please introduce, and we can judge how well do you know the next team. Who is now coming to the stage to pitch after you?
So please give a very warm welcome. You're gonna love his accent. He's a Jedi in UX, so Matt from Flowstep.
Yes, Flowstep, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Matt.
Okay. Hi, my name is Matt, and I am obsessed with UX. I'm going to bet that every single person in here has experienced bad UX. Whether that's when you're booking a flight, ordering a taxi, or just managing your finances, UX is a part of our everyday lives, whether we like it or not. We as consumers have huge expectations, and rightly so. That's a massive problem for companies. They know that they need to create outstanding UX faster than they ever have done. And if they don't, we're not coming back. Instead, we're going to a competitor, and that's expensive. My team and I have built and designed products used by over 100 million people worldwide. In my time working as a VP of product and while building design teams, I saw over and over again how different parts of the product design process were becoming more and more automated. Take engineering for an example. GitHub Copilot reports a 55% increase in engineering productivity. Imagine what that's going to look like in a few years. Today, I'm pitching to you Flowstep, and Flowstep is a UX Copilot. We see a world where there is a minimum UX quality benchmark, where designers can spend more time with their customers on their creative ideas and unique business logic. There's a lot of designers out there, and that's our exclusive focus on those working in tech companies and agencies. And thanks to company demand, it is exploding even further. We can also get an idea of the market size if we look at Adobe's recent acquisition of Figma last year for $20 billion. We see a world where this target market can experience a new level of UX. Our biggest competitor is Figma. And Figma is like a manual production line where human input is needed at every step of the manual process. And they do this extremely well. But FlowStep is like a 3D printer. We use limited human input to deliver that value. We are raising €500,000 to hit 25K MRR within 18 months and to deliver on our vision of the Copilot. This is a community-led product, so all the money that we raise will go right back into product-led growth. Last month, we launched an MVP, and since then, we've had amazing feedback with over 7,000 users sign up from companies like Dropbox, Nubank, DoorDash, and many, many more top companies worldwide. The average person uses their phone 96 times per day, and 90% of that time is spent using digital products. If you want your daily 90% to be full of joy, choose FlowStep. Thank you.
Thank you for FlowStep. All right, well, that was a nice pitch, Matt.
Thank you.
Jury members, are you ready for the questions for Matt?
Of course we are. So, awesome presentation, thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to address this topic one more time. Like, how are you beating the competition and how are you beating AI platforms that are basically suggesting like a very good UX as well already? So how are you going to do that?
So let's split the competition into two buckets. The first one is more generalized software, landing pages, e-commerce, small businesses, this kind of thing. That's solved by no-code platforms. The second bucket is for specialized software in tech companies used by all those logos that I showed before. That is currently solved by Figma and Adobe XD and InVision, but they do it manually. We want to do that in an automated way. Related to AI, we see the rise of Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, and many others, but they are addressing the front end. UX is all about the back end and the design architecture, and that's our core focus.
Andrews? Oh, sorry, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. Let me ask you this. If in future all the designers of the apps of the world use your software as a co-pilot, will all the apps in the future look very similar to each other?
Great question. Our output will be hyper-personalized to each company. So we will learn a design profile for every single company that joins us, meaning that it's unique, that it's not the same, and it's also personalized to your customer base.
I actually have a question for you,
Okay.
Matt. How would an app look like that you would design for a Jedis?
Oh, that's the one question I didn't prepare for. I'm sure it would have to be something amazing.
It definitely has to be something amazing because you would probably be behind it as well. Give it up one more time for Matt from FlowStep. Woo!
Thank you.
Can I get it? I can't hear you. Woo!
Next.
Matt, I also heard that you actually launched your product only less than a month ago or something?
It was last month, yeah.
It was last month. And it basically blew up instantly.
Yes, all with zero marketing spend through word of mouth and content.
Now you have to introduce one team who also, launches things, but maybe in a slightly different way. So how would you introduce the next team?
Yeah, so next up is the Estonian Elon Musk, spaceman himself, Eric from Valeri.
Give it up for Eric!
Hello, I'm Eric from Valeri, and we build solar power plants in space and beam that clean energy to Earth. Abundant, cheap green energy would solve many of the biggest problems. Solutions for climate change already exist, but they are not sustainable due to energy costs and pollution. So energy really is fundamental to our economy and society. But Europe's electricity prices have gotten really high, and CO2 levels are still increasing. So we do space solar power. It means collecting sunlight in orbit, beaming it to Earth with microwaves, where a special antenna converts it to electricity. It will work continuously, 24/7 in all weather, and it's fully safe and green. It has been developed since the 70s, and most technologies exist, but economic viability is only coming now. Launch is the largest cost. We'll get 50 times cheaper. New solar panels will get 100 times cheaper, and power beaming and in-space assembly has been demonstrated. European Space Agency is funding it now too, so it's not sci-fi anymore. In 2 years, we aim to launch assembly demo to space. In 27, we would do full demonstration and start making revenue. And then in 2032, we'll be ready to start building the first 1 gigawatt profitable system. The market is huge, 480 billion in Europe, and we would sell to energy wholesalers. So 1 gigawatt covers Estonia's early demand, and with a cost of 10 billion, over 30-year lifetime, the first plant would achieve profitability, and next ones will be much cheaper. Indirect competition is other types of energy, but space solar can compete with them or support the intermittent ones like solar and wind. So now there is a big boom of space solar startups. None are too far yet, but some have raised millions. But many of the designs have issues with lifetime and overheating. So our solution is more practical and relatively cheaper. I was the spaceship captain of EstCube-1, the first Estonian satellite. Since then, I have designed or built 15 spacecraft as a space systems engineer. Here's me and Sharose with 8 of them in Toronto. Sharose also worked at SpaceX with rockets, and Siim is doing space robotics at European Space Agency. The world will need thousands of space solar power plants. And Moon and Mars are future markets too. And the same tech even enables travel to other stars. No joke. And that's abundant green energy from space. We are still very early, so looking for more people to join our team. And let's all aim to have a big positive impact. Thank you.
Right. Well done.
Thanks.
I mean, so complex topic and so easy explanation, even the babies were shouting for you. How about that? Right, let's hear from the jury. Any questions? Yes?
Thank you so much. This seems a little bit too good to be true. So what kind of technological problems do you see coming? And there will be many, but the biggest ones maybe that you can see.
Like the scale is definitely a big challenge. So in space, it will be about 2 by 2 kilometers. So the biggest thing we have built in space now is space station, which is about 100 meters. So even though the scale is only an engineering problem, it's still something that we need to convince people that it's possible.
The next question?
Thank you. By the way, how much money do you need to build your first prototype?
The first prototypes are actually relatively cheap. So the first step in 2 years is like 1 or 2 million. The next step in 27 is maybe like 10 million. So we'll build it up, and those kind of amounts are pretty typical for a space company, so nothing crazy there.
And I have time for the final question, if any.
Okay, I always have a question. I really like your ambition, Erik. Thank you very much for the presentation. It's really a first startup who says that, no, our next market is not Europe or US. Our next markets are Moon and Mars. So really, congrats on that. And it's a fantastic idea. It needs to be done. The world needs it. My only question is, why has it already been done? What have been the obstacles, and why now is the right time?
Thanks. So we have, like, technology-wise, we could have built it in 70s. But the biggest leap now is actually SpaceX, the Starship big rocket. Maybe some of you saw the first launch a few weeks ago. So that rocket actually enables like much lower prices to orbit, and it will fly much more often, and it will has like a much bigger payloads. So that big rocket is really the big leap that enables it. Yeah.
Thank you for this. One more time, big round of applause for 80! Right! I promise you this, guys, if the energy level will be the same, the pitches will be as equally as good as your energy over here. So let's keep it up. So let's see how well do you know your enemies. Actually, they're not enemies, of course, but your competition. Who is coming to the stage next?
So next is Sino. Fintech is alien to me, like space is perhaps to many others. But it looks like a much more down-to-earth and sensible investment opportunity. So, thanks.
All right, please welcome on the stage Yelena Churuleva.
Hi everyone, we're Chino, and we're changing the way every single one of you splits bills. We're social, however, our fintechs apps aren't. Our financial tools aren't. They make a simple task of sharing experiences difficult. And this is especially true for the digital-first Gen Z who have this problem on a daily basis, because they're stuck in a process that has been built 10 years ago, which once was innovative, but unfortunately not anymore, especially when 30% of people are not able to get back the money that they're owed. We all have that friends. And it leads to strained relationship, really awkward conversation that no one wants to deal with. And that's why we've created a one-tap solution that looks like this. The moment you pay with Chino, everyone's share is instantly debited from their bank account. Let me repeat that. The moment you pay with Chino, everyone's share is instantly debited directly from their bank accounts, which means that you only pay your share always. And Chino works similar to WhatsApp. You create groups, right? One can be with your roommates, one can be with your partner, one can be for your trip to Ibiza. And we instantly issue a virtual card with which you can pay both online or offline. It acts like a normal debit card, except that it has a nice little perk that you can change the split ratio anytime. And because you're connecting directly to your bank account, and because we're bank and country agnostic, you're able to use Chino with all of your friends throughout Europe. Splitwise and IOU apps that you might be aware of are really good at telling you exactly how much you're owed and by whom. And then you have payment request apps that are really good at telling you and helping you get the money back by sending a link. However, Chino is really good at making sure that you don't need one or the other. In the past 12 months, we've been quite busy. We've been accredited by both Google and Apple Pay. We won the prestigious MasterCard Lighthouse program. Thank you. And we see some very exciting metrics. The one I want to point out is the network effect, because it means that for every one user that we bring to our app, they bring 2.5 other users as well. And we're growing through the favorite channel of Gen Z, which is TikTok, by creating relatable content and funny content about the issue of splitting bills. And because we're projecting to grow to 6 million users who are spending 600 euros a month with us, we're going to be hitting 2.17% of the European peer-to-peer transaction market. And because we are the only group paying app in Europe, merchants are excited to work with us because we can help them target groups and improve their conversion by as much as 20%. Our team is not only experienced coming from payments backgrounds as well as the biggest consumer app backgrounds, but together we're excited to hit our next milestone, which is processing 80 million euros. So today I'd like to invite you to enjoy Latitude After Party by downloading Chino and starting to pay together. Thank you.
Elena, keep it up for CINO. Judges, what do you think about Elena's product?
Yeah, we love the product, but I have a quick question about the competition again, because the functionality looks awesome, like it's a needed thing, right? So why haven't the card issuers or the commercial banks already build up this kind of functionality on top of their accounts? So what prevents them to actually do that as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's two parts to that question. One is why the moment is now of being a tech like that. As you all can remember, we just exited the pandemic. And what happened during the pandemic is that Android enabled Google Pay throughout Europe, which was not available in all the countries. And we moved into a contactless society where we stopped using cash or even physical cards anymore. So the consumer behavior has evolved, and now it's a perfect moment for us to do it. The second question is why would some banks or Revolut perhaps not build this solution? Is because their bread and butter is to make sure that you're putting their salary into the bank, right, and stay within their ecosystem. However, we're very different. We're bank agnostic from the start. So it's not interesting for us to get your salary, and we're actually not keeping any of the money. So we monetize and have completely different goals and ambitions that a bank wouldn't have.
Thank you, Jelena, and I'm actually very proud of you. And full disclosure, you're already in our portfolio. So, by the way, I was the opponent to that deal when we initially invested. So, and my main critique was, well, wouldn't this type of model lead to misuse, overspending, and broken relationships? What's your current response to that?
Yeah, so we're very happy because the product is out live. We tested it for months in a closed beta. Now it's available throughout Europe. And we haven't had one complaint about saying that someone misuses it, especially if you think where we're coming from with our users. Our users have broken their relationship with their friends and with their partner because of the taboo subject of money. And if someone owes them 100 euros, for Gen Z, it's a lot of money that could strain relationships. But here, you're never owing anyone money, so you don't have to constantly talk about the topic of money. So far, people are saying that we're kind of like the future for them, you know, to have stress-free ways to enjoy shared experiences.
Thanks a lot, Elena. And I want to do a quick test. Who already downloaded or is using Zeno?
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
Oh,
Okay, some hands are ready.
yay.
Give it up.
Thank you.
Today at the after party, you can definitely split your bills this way.
Yes.
Elena, but you have a task to do before I can let you up stage.
Yes.
You have to introduce the next team.
Yeah, it's very easy. If they were there in high school when I was back in school, I would probably be a STEM professor by now and not a fintech founder. So welcome on stage, Practical.
Give it up for Amari.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Omari, co-founder and CEO of Practical. By the end of this decade, 2/3 of engineers are going to be missing, and also the 69 million teachers needed to educate those engineers. But the teachers we have right now are working over 50 hours each week. They're burning up, but not in a cool way like I'm here. For the last 7 years, I led Estonia's biggest science teacher, and I was teaching physics. That's why I know that inspiring and passionate teachers are the ones who impact students' lives. And that's why we're dedicated at Practical for saving teachers' time so they can be more impactful. In fact, we're saving 10+ hours weekly for teachers and saving schools tens of thousands of costs. Here's how we do that. We've built a software platform where teachers create, manage, and conduct their lessons all in one place. And they're not starting out empty-handed. We provide content to cover the whole curriculum. And for the vital hands-on experience, we provide affordable experiment kits. It's already built a community where teachers empower each other. We're able to deliver this because we're a team of experienced educators and business people. And look, there's even more educational higher degrees than there are people on this picture. From schools, we charge a yearly subscription for the platform and content and sell hardware in bulk. The bottom-up market, because of that, is set 27 billion for the subscription and 67 for the hardware. Compared to others, we're providing schools with a full solution, not just pieces of puzzles that doesn't even fit together. We started piloting in Estonia last year, and already 1/3 of Estonian schools are teaching with us. We made 300,000 in revenue so far, and it has cost us 500 euros to acquire a school, but they will bring back over 20,000 in their lifetime value. Especially if we have teachers who are refusing to work at schools without Practical. To expand beyond Estonia, we're using a direct approach accompanied by our freemium product, which already has 30,000 monthly users. And even the European Commission shows us as an educational initiative they want to see scaled over Europe. So we're running pilots in 4 countries outside of Estonia, and more are coming up. We use AI to localize our content, which has brought down the cost over 1,000 times already. But more importantly, physics is physics everywhere, so we can use our content universally. So now we're raising a 1.5 million seed round to expand into the European market, further develop our ecosystem, and reach an ARR of 1.2 million. So, how about you join these cool Estonian unicorn founders already on our cap table and be part of transforming education globally? Thank you.
Well done. Yes.
Thanks.
I don't know about you guys, but this year the level of pitching, in my personal opinion again, is really, really high. I don't know what kind of magic did Gleb would do with all of you guys, but that's really, really impressive. Now, moving on to the questions. Jury.
Okay, I can start then. Thank you for the great pitch. Again, this is something what the world needs. The education is our future, isn't it? So, and also 1/3 of Estonian school using already, that's a very clear success story. But what needs to happen to make it success story outside Estonia? Let's say Europe, for example. I know you have 3 pilots, but what needs to happen for you to get into like most countries in Europe?
Education is globally a bit different between the countries. Our age is that physics is physics, so we can create the content in Estonia and use it everywhere. And that's where we're heading, to build the platform that all of the schools in the world can come onto and have a similar space for education and their curriculums. But for that to happen, we need to go to the countries and be there. And it's a thing that teachers need to see it and feel it and experience it.
Any more questions?
I think I've seen something similar already 10 years ago. And so we would like to understand that how you are better than others on the market, because it's a very crowded market here.
Yeah, great question. We call ourselves an ecosystem because there are different tools available for the teachers. And for each part of the ecosystem, we do have competitors. But no one else does it as well as we do to combine the different needs of teachers onto a single platform. So for example, I've seen teachers have opened 20 different tabs during the lesson. For us, it's just one tab, and everything is like Lego pieces brought together in our solution, and they can build their content there. So bringing the working solutions together into a single platform.
All right, give it up for Practical!
Wow.
But before you can leave the stage, there's now kind of tradition of tonight already taking place. So, who is coming to pitch next?
Yeah, the next guy, I have to thank him because his last company gave me the money to buy my house alone. And now Mifundo is helping others who are not from Estonia but have lived elsewhere and have good credit elsewhere actually get their loans here. So give it up to Kaido.
Woo! Mifundo, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I'm Kaido, CEO of Mifundo, data solution which enables cross-border lending for people and banks in European Union. Our technology identifies 150 million credit-worthy people which are invisible to banks. We can do it only because of our experience in a sector. I myself spent 15 years in building up a bank which operates in 9 countries. And my teammate Keiu, she was country manager of Spain in the same bank. Both of us, we saw there is a gap on the market. Problem is, credit products have strict country borders because data is highly fragmented and badly managed in EU. Banks reject cross-border people, including my teammate Keiu, Estonian citizen, lived in Spain, came back to Estonia, wanted to buy a house, but got rejected by the banks due to lack of data. Ridiculous in European Union. This means 640 billion euros can be granted additionally in EU, and another 600 billion can be financed up to 7 times cheaper. As a solution, Mifundo unifies data from different countries into one single hub, analyzes it, and calculates standardized credit score for each user. With one click, consumer can share the data to the banks, and banks can get the data based on what they can grant the credit to the people they rejected before. Banks pay based on a package, either for credit analysis or for issued loan volume. Mifundo has a potential for annual loan volume of 10 billion euros and annual revenue of 370 million. Our competitors are doing the same, but they are not present in EU because of the complexity of this market. This is what we are cracking. Last July, we raised 1.2 million. Got the license from FSA, built the technology, it's live in Estonia. 5 banks signed letter of intent, 3 banks are in contract with us. We are raising 5 million euros, out of it 2.5 is reserved for a grant. With that we are going to develop on the product and expand geographically. Join us in building the world where people have freedom to move, freedom to be trusted. Thank you.
Give it up for Kaido. That was amazing. Freedom to move, freedom to be trusted. Jury members, do you trust this man?
Hopefully.
Yes, Eva.
Thank you. You're very passionate, up to a degree of anger, I would even say. But I'd like to ask, which of your stakeholders are most passionate while tackling this, and which are the least? Like, who do you have to struggle? What opponents do you have?
At first, of course, most passionate are our users, because they have a real problem. They are relocating. They want to get the credit to buy a house, like my colleague Keijo, but they cannot get it right now. Of course, this is a benefit for our banks as well at the end of the day, because we are capable to increase the bank's business volume by 10% at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you. I think key to this business is the data, what you mentioned, that you need to get the data. What challenges do you see in getting that data from the credit bureaus and other companies, and why would they share this data with you?
Main challenge is that Europe contains 27 member states and 50 plus credit bureaus. Each of them has a bit different structure of the data available. Each of them has different kind of methodology to collect the data, calculate the outcome. And we have to be capable to understand the differences and to standardize it. And credit bureaus, they are motivated to share the data because at first they are earning the money out of it. Second, of course, European Union also presses them to do it.
Okay, I have a final question, like really quick one as well. Does it make sense for you to be business to business and business to consumer at the very same time? Because one thing is becoming an awesome data house, basically, for commercial banks. But why do you want to hustle around with the loans as well?
Because part of the money and smaller part is coming from the data, honestly. And bigger value is coming from the customer relation. I would say that 20% and 80%. This is the reason.
Thanks a lot, Kaido. And I have maybe one more question before we send you backstage and also the jury backstage. Let's be honest. What made you really move over to the startup world? Because you have 20 plus years of working in the banking sector.
Yes, I think the answer was inside your question. If you are working that long time and always you want to get something new, something changed. And I had the chance, I was this lucky guy which didn't work on the same position in the banking. I built up a bank from scratch and I had to grow myself together with the organization. This is why I stayed that long, but still on some moment you're starting to think how long, and that was with 15 years there.
So 15 years later, this guy now is a startupper. Give it up one more time for Kaido. Thank you.
Well done.
Come back here, Tim.
Here I am.
We have to do one more send-off for a moment. Dear jury members, now you have listened to all the teams and now you have to do the most difficult decision of the day. Who will be the winner and the person who will get the 1 million euros, 2 million euros, we don't know. We have some time for you reserved.
Please take your time and let us know what are the results. But we have some more news for you guys. It's not only about money that will be given out, but we have a lot of cool community awards delivered by the community. So, should we start?
Let's start.
First, there will be a special prize delivered from Trinity, and we ask for this Walter Võhma to come on stage to present. Round of applause, of course, again, every single time.
Woo.
Hello, I'm Walter from Trinity Law Firm. We are very glad to be part of this event. I hope you have all enjoyed the conference. In short, we are a pan-Baltic law firm having offices in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. We advise startups from all the stages of their life cycle, from very early stage up to exits. And as of this year, we also have a person present in the US. So all Estonian startups interested in US market, we're happy to help you out. Sustainability, science, and manufacturing are a very rare find in a startup. So we are very glad to present our award to IoTech.
Drum roll, please, to
IoTech.
IoTech.
IoTech!
Nemaila!
What the team is doing is very impressive and...
yes, come on stage, come. Round of applause!
Give it up for Nemaila!
Much forward to working with you. Prize is €2,000 worth of legal services.
One more time. Thank you, Walter. And thank you, Trinity.
Congratulations. Thank you, Walter. I'll take the mic. Up. Right. Who's next?
Oh, of course, because that's not it. Next up, I would like to welcome on stage Nicola from Infobip, who has also a very special award.
Please, welcome you to the stage, Nicola. Yes, why did the music stop? Let's bring on the music.
Yes, Nicola,
as well.
you're here. And I will bring you the special thing to give out.
Yes,
I will be right back.
Sorry, they were taking photos, so I couldn't walk through them.
Ah.
No worries. Yeah, while we wait for the award to come, I can announce it or say.
I think you can.
Okay.
Or maybe let's wait for Trine. Trine is here.
All right, perfect.
It is here.
Thank
Here
you.
go.
Just let me say 2 seconds first. I go to a lot of events around the world, from Latin America to Africa, Scandinavia. We do a big event in Croatia.
You just came here from Miami, if
From
I'm not
Miami,
wrong?
where we did our first American event. Latitude59 is my favorite event. And I'm not just saying this, I go to a lot of those. It really is, it really is. Infobip is the biggest tech company you never heard of. You all use our products every day, whenever you order your car or whenever you get a password from your bank or something. But yeah, here we are. We work with a lot of startups more and more. We're in 77 offices around the world. And we're very happy to give this award to one of the startups. They were, by the way, the pitches were amazing. You were completely right. That was outstanding, like the quality. Do we do the announcement?
I'm so ready to clap already.
Actually, let's wait a bit.
All right, we wait.
Come on, shoot.
Should I leave?
No, please
All right.
announce the award.
So the award is called Talk the Walk because we provide communication solutions and omni-channel solutions. So the Talk the Walk award for Latitude59 2023 goes to Chino.
Woo! Chino!
Oh, by the way, it's $20,000 or something.
And this is a massive award. 20,000 euros worth of Infobip credits goes to Tino. Congratulations again. And thank you, Nicola. Really.
Thank you and congratulations. Microphone, though.
I will bring it back.
Right, moving on to the next award, which will be presented by Stibby. And I would ask to join me on the stage, Leila Loop. Yeah, applause, of course. Common sense. Welcome.
Leila, here you go.
Thank you. So we with Stebby decided to give a little bit of health credits to keep the team who's working on something impactful, keep them going, keep them motivated and not let them burn out. So without further ado.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Oh.
IoTech.
IoTech.
IoTech is rather popular today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for this.
IoTech is quite popular. Let's see what happens with the main prize.
Okay, now I'm a bit, chills all over my body because the next partner who will announce their Community Partner Award is the one and only Google. And let's have on stage Yolanta. Come on stage, we have the microphone ready for you.
Here you go.
Hi, everyone. First of all, on behalf of Google Cloud, I would like to congratulate all the participants of this amazing event. Definitely one of the best startup events here. So congratulations to everyone, especially to the organizers who managed to bring all of us here together, all those bright minds with bright ideas, all the startups, all the investors and potential partners for the future. So we saw lots of nice ideas. 6 teams performed really amazingly. And from Google Cloud, we have a prize which we want to give away to the winners. Can we invite all the participants on the stage?
Do I get it correctly that the prize goes to all the 6 finalists?
Exactly.
Okay, let's get all the finalists on stage. Get out. Boom. Boom. Boom.
So, sometimes ideas just remains as a bright idea and never comes true. So we really wish you to use this opportunity, use Google Cloud credits to make your ideas become alive. Congratulations once again.
Congratulations to the teams. You will all get Google Cloud credits. Tim, what do you think? We have all the finalists on stage. Should we let them stay here because we have some more awards?
Yes, I say yes. Why not? Move to the central parts, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's put you in the middle where you should be.
Who's next?
Next up, we have a very special award, and this one comes from the New Nordic Pitch Competition. And to give away that award, I would like to welcome on stage Ebba Josefsson. Let's give it up for her. Hi!
Hi guys, thank you for the great pitches. My name is Ebba Josefsson Lindqvist and I'm here to represent Silicon Vikings. And Silicon Vikings is a networking organization connecting Silicon Valley and the new Nordics, so the Nordic countries and the Baltics. We're super happy for this collaboration between our New Nordics pitch competition and the Latitude59 pitch competition. So what we do is run different finals in 6 different regions, so Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, Baltics, and Iceland, actually also happening tonight. They are 2 hours after us, so let's see who the winner is up there.
Don't have too much time, though, if you need to travel.
Yeah, exactly. You still have some time. This winner of our award today will be representing the Baltics in our grand final during the Slush Week, when we have our grand final. So with that, I would like to announce our winner. And we have picked Flowstep.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
There's the drum roll.
The trophy.
Wow. We don't have that many actual trophies, but we just got one here.
Thank you. All right, one more round of applause.
One more time of applause. Thank you, Ebba, again.
But before we will invite the dearest jury members on stage, let us just recap. So, about half a year ago, there were 400 startups applying to be here on this stage. Now, there are 6 startups standing on this stage. Between this moment and what will happen in 15 minutes, somebody will get million, maybe more, maybe less, we'll see. But that is rather life-changing for a startup at this stage. So I hope you're all nervous.
And what I just made sure is that there is actually one very special thing. Remember a couple of months ago, Andrus and Martin, They hopped on a bike and they delivered here a very special suitcase. We have the suitcase here with us today. So, without further ado, let's see the suitcase and let's welcome on stage again the jury members with the grand decision and the understanding of who will get the awards.
Martin Goroško, Andrus Oks, and Maitso Aru.
All right. As you can see, the suitcase really exists.
Yeah, the suitcase is awesome. Actually, Triin was the one who built that, so big applause to Triin, I guess. So guys, again, it has been an awesome ride. Like Triin presented you with all the statistics, how many companies. It has been really a tough work to go through each and every profile, to meet with top 10 companies, to have those due diligence meetings and everything. And we wouldn't have done that without our really good supporters and helpers. So firsthand, I really want to thank the co-leads, Mait and Andrus. They have been awesome. I really want to thank Triin and Latitude59 team, who actually made everything happen for us really smoothly. I really want to thank EstBAN, who actually supported us in terms of building up the syndicate and making the fundraising happen. So once again, big applause to Latitude, EstBAN, and to co-leads as well.
Give it up.
So we promised 1 million, right? I guess we are going to deliver. So it means that this time Latitude59 is going to be epic. I think it's going to be the biggest investment made in such conferences. So we are even beating Slush, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are. we actually are.
And without further ado, I'm moving on to the investments, right? Are you ready for that?
Are we ready for that?
So, the first investment is going to the company, which is, in my mind, making a big impact globally. As I'm a huge fan of deep tech technologies, then I'm going to be the one personally handing the prize and investment over. And I want to say yes to IoTech. We're going to join the syndicate.
Congratulations, IoTech!
There we go, guys.
IoTech will also receive.
And flowers.
Next to the investment, IoTech will also receive a special award from Hedman Partners and a free access to Workland co-working center.
And now word over to Mait.
Yes, there is one more check at least to be given out. And let me tell you a very quick story. How did it happen? As Martin mentioned we had a very cruel vetting process while choosing the best ones, including video interviews is one of them. And as many as possible, I always try to install the startups apps on my phone and test them. And I did that with also this company. And you can imagine, it took me 5 minutes. And after that, both myself and Martin, we had a joint virtual card. And Martin did the video meeting on the boat on the way from Helsinki to Tallinn. And he said, OK, let me try if it actually works. And he ran to a local shop on the boat, bought a big Toblerone chocolate. And 1 minute later, 250 was taken my bank account immediately, right there. We did all that while the guys were still pitching to us what this whole thing is and how it works and what the business model is. We did all that, including the chocolate on Martin's hand, and it was amazing. And by the way, Martin, you still owe me half the chocolate. So, without further ado, I think you have guessed investment in the size of €500,000 will go to China.
Congratulations, Team Chino!
Oh my God!
$500,000!
That is up to date, the biggest number of investment that we have given out in Latitude59's history.
Thank you very much.
Right, so if if the calculations are correct, we need one more amount to make it actually 1 million. So, Andrus, will you make the teams and us happy?
Maybe, yeah. First, it was really an enjoyable process. We started, my first investments 15 years ago were with EstBAN Angels, and they still rock, really good. And I actually recommend, like next time when we have next year's Latitude, I mean, more investors should join. It's actually really helpful for everybody. And I would have a question to Omari, practical, and a suggestion as well. So we all need desperately you to succeed. So can we do anything for you? What can we do for you? So
we need to get to Germany to grow practical and become a world player.
Let's go to Germany. And my suggestion is that, well, we all in the audience, we should call our physics teachers.
Yeah.
We should talk to our children's physics teachers. Practical is available. Please take it. And we should also mention this to all of our foreign friends as well. So we need you to succeed. So
one takeaway for Omari and Team Practical. Make sure that your school knows about Practical and make sure that they try it out, because you saw it from Omari's pitch. Once you've tried it, you will never go back without using it.
But there is a team that Tera is really excited about. We are very, very happy that we can now support their mission to massively make the product development better and enable designers. It's FlowStep.
Congratulations! Big applause to Matt and Team FlowStep.
So 600,000 euros for FlowStep.
And of course, together with that, a special award from Hedman and Workland. But Tim, what does it all mean? We have 600,000?
1,250,000.
So you're so quick in math. You just beat me there.
Give one more time the biggest round of applause for the biggest prize ever given out at the conferences in the region. And one more time from our side. Amazing job was done. Thank you, investors. Thank you, participants. And for the final, before we wrap up, I would like to invite the whole team and Liisi on the stage as well.
Latitude59
CEO Liisi.
Yes. Woo. All right. Final words. Thank you so much for coming and making this Latitude59 the most successful Latitude I've ever been myself. All because of you. Thanks so much for the winners, for our partners, for everybody, volunteers, and my team. And see you on the next Latitude, which is 22 till 24th of May, 2024, as you can see from the slide. There's a QR code to buy tickets. You don't want to miss it, because this year we had so many people who couldn't fit in, unfortunately. You were the lucky ones. We were the lucky ones to have you here. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you to you as well, Liisi. Big round of applause for the whole team of Latitude.
Yes, team, come on stage as well.
Come on, get on stage. Now we're wrapping up, guys. Come on stage, enjoy the moment. Thank you, audience. Thanks for joining us this year. We hope to see you next year all together at the same place. Get the tickets, as Liisi said. And last time, round of applause for you, for them, for us, for everybody.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for creating the magic. Woo. Let's get everyone here. Team.